Guys, welcome back to another video. We are going to do an opening of Magic the Gathering Ultimate Masters, 3 packs of it, and
pretty exciting to have 3 packs of Ultimate Masters. There's a lot of really good cards in this set, especially for Commander players. And we just got into doing Commander for Magic the Gathering. And you're allowed to play with all the different sets. So, we have 3 packs here of Ultimate Masters. 2 of them are Planeswalkers. And this one, because we're new in Magic the Gathering, I have no idea what the art is for this one here.
Liliana, and I don't know that.
Karn.
Karn, yep.
Right. Which pack would you like to open up first, Roderick?
Liliana Vess. Particularly my favorite out of the couple. Okay, so this is our first pack of Ultimate Masters out of our 3. Our token,
Right here.
our token is Elemental. We have a foil, Stitcher's Apprentice.
Stitcher's Apprentice.
Tap it for a colorless and a blue or an island mana cost to create a 2/2 Homunculus creature token, then sacrifice a creature. It also is a 1/2. So
No, that's not a terrible 1-drop.
2-drop.
2-drop. That's right.
It's not terrible.
That's not bad at all. That's actually really good, I think.
Okay, so here's a mythic. Balefire Dragon. Flying Dragon. Whenever Balefire Dragon deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls. It's a 6/6. That's really good, actually.
That's amazing.
Other than the steep mana cost with 5 colorless and 2 red mana.
Yes, but in the Commander deck that I play, Kalia, that is not a mana cost, and it is a great board wipe.
Yeah, actually, I think you should run it.
That's fantastic. The next one.
Magic Ring Network.
Oh, and it's a land?
Yeah, it's an uncommon. I like the artwork on it, actually.
I really do like the artwork on it.
Tap 1 for a colorless mana. That's really good. Tap 1 colorless mana. Tap this card. Put a storage counter on Mage Ring Network. Remove any number of storage counters on Mage Ring Network. Add 1 colorless mana for each removed this way. I like it, actually. It would be really good in like a colorless artifact deck.
Yeah, it would be extremely good in an artifact deck, or it would be really good in a 5-color deck.
Yeah, it would be, actually. Sigil of the New Dawn.
So that's 3 colorless and a plains.
Yep. It's an enchantment, and it's an uncommon. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 colorless and 1 white mana. If you do, return that card back to your hand.
Wow.
It's really good, especially if your opponent has lots of board wipes.
So it's not good in like standard.
No, that would not be.
And it would definitely not be good in modern.
Nope.
The mana cost is a little too high.
Yeah.
And
it would be good in Commander, though.
I don't know anything about Legacy, so I can't even say. But it would definitely be extremely good in Commander, because we like to do wonky things and go for ham.
Yeah.
And to return a creature card back for 2 mana,
It's not bad.
that's amazing.
Brawn. It's 4 mana cost. This time it's a green and 3 colorless. It has trample. As long as Brawn is in your graveyard and you control a forest creature, they have trample.
Creatures you control have trample.
Yeah.
So that would be extremely good in an aggro deck that likes to attack a lot.
Yep.
Because then you can overrun your opponents with trample.
Yep.
I think it would be fantastic.
Lots of damage dealt really fast.
Lots of damage. Ooh, Terramorphic Expanse.
It's really good. It's a land card. It's a common. sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. That's really good in a 5-color deck.
That's really good in anything that's more than 2 colors,
Yes.
because that's mana fixing. It's not ramp, but it's definitely mana fixing. I think it's great.
Probably the best thing you need. Stitched Drake. 1 colorless, 2 blue mana. It's a zombie Drake. As addition to the cost for the spell, exile a creature from your graveyard.
I don't like it.
It's flying.
That's about the only thing that's really good.
It's a 3/4 for a 3 mana cost.
Nah, I still don't like it.
It's alright. Not the best card we've seen, but for 8 mana cost.
Treasure Cruise.
It's a sorcery and it has
Delve.
Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this spell pays for 1 mana cost. It's alright if you have a big graveyard.
So, late game.
It would only be good in late game. You wouldn't want to see this early.
No, and
So-
it's blue.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that good of a card.
Crow of Dark
Tidings.
Tidings. It's a zombie bird. It has flying. Its effect is when Crow of the Dark Tidings enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 2 cards of your library into the graveyard. That's good in like a milling deck or like a Marin deck where you want cards in your graveyard.
Yeah, I guess. I think that it's not that great of a drop.
Miming Slime, 3 mana cost. When X,
It's a sorcery.
when X
Create.
create X mounted green ooze creature tokens where X is the greatest power among the creatures you control. That's amazing,
That's
actually.
really good. And if you have one of the new cards from Ravnica Allegiance,
Yep.
Biogenic Ooze,
Yes.
then you are creating an ooze creature and your ooze creatures also gain power.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
1/1. Walker of the Grove, 8 mana cost. It's 6 colorless, 2 green forest. It's an elemental. When Walker of the Grove leaves the battlefield, create a 4/4 elemental creature token. I still don't think, because Evoke isn't that good. Because Evoke, it makes it so then it leaves the battlefield after, so it's not actually worth casting in my opinion.
No, but if you ran it in, say, a Marin deck, so you pay the evoke cost for 5. You get a 7/7 creature on the field.
And then it dies.
And then it dies at the end. And then you get a 4/4 green elemental creature after. And then you get an experience counter on Marin.
Sure.
If you had a way to cheat out mana again on your next turn, right? Then you can add with Marin to your hand and be able to play it again. It's not terrible, but it's very situational.
Too situational to actually run, in my opinion.
Ghoul Caller's Accomplice.
Oh. Yeah. It's a human rogue. It's a colorless and a black, so it's pretty cheap for mana cost. For its effect, it's 3 colorless, 1 swamp. Exile, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name again.
Ghoul Caller.
From your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery.
I hate it.
It says only during your turn then.
It's only during your turn. And it's 4 mana to create a 2/2. When Open the Graves will just create one whenever your creature dies.
But it's also 4 mana. Or no, it's 5.
Yeah, it's too much. I don't like it.
Turn to
A
the
hybrid card.
Yeah, double. You can either pay a plains or an island, and it's a colorless mana. It's an instant. Exile target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. The beginning of next end step.
So, I like this card.
It's alright.
The reason why I like it is because it adds a blink effect.
True.
So, if you're playing those colors in Commander, and
Or even
and
standard.
you're no, let's just we're talking about Commander because that's what we like to play. If we're playing those colors and somebody is attacking your Commander, you could play this as an instant, block with your Commander, blink your Commander out, and then return it back to the battlefield. No damage dealt.
That's only during the end step, though.
Yeah, you
That's
get
your
it back
turn.
at the end step. That's correct.
The next end step, so it would be your end step.
Of the next end step. That's correct. So it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's a really good team.
If there's a board wipe, you could blink out your Commander, or you could blink out a big creature on your battlefield
Yeah.
to save it. It's not a terrible card for 2 mana.
It's not the best though.
Acacian Crier.
Vacation Crier. It's a human spell shaper.
Shaper.
It's 1 plains, 2 colorless. It's one for its effect. It's 1 colorless, 1 plains. Tap it, discard a card, create 2 white citizen creature tokens. I'm gonna actually run that in my Super Friends deck. That's
I was
really
just
good.
gonna say that's not bad at all. Depending on what you have for synergy in your deck, that is really good because you can get your graveyard recursion back to be able
Yeah.
to get that discarded card back. Maybe.
Maybe. It's really
Or
good.
maybe
though.
you had a dead card in hand and you just wanted to get some more blockers on battlefield.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's not a bad card at all.
And then for the last card in this pack, Spark Spitter. It's an elemental shaper. It's 1 mountain, 2 colorless. Its effect is 1 mountain. Tap it, discard a card. Create a 3/1 red elemental creature token named Spark Elemental. It has trample and haste. At the beginning of next end step, Spark Elemental. I like it.
It's not bad.
It's a good creature, like token spitter.
Yeah.
Just to keep on hitting your opponent all of a sudden for 3 damage.
I don't think it's terrible.
I don't think
I
it's
don't think I
terrible
would run
either.
it.
I wouldn't run it either. That's our first pack.
Okay. Which one would you like me to open?
I think you should open that one.
Karn?
Yeah, Karn's like better.
Karn is better. Okay, our token is a spirit creature. Flying, 1/1.
It's alright.
Super amazing.
Ooh, that's a legendary land. I like it.
Mythic land. Caracas. Tap, add 1 mana. Tap, return target legendary creature to its owner's hand.
I think you should run it.
That is really neat, actually. It's, wow. Because you can add a plains. And if you had somebody, say, targeting a creature with a spell, you could return it to your hand. If you had a
Only
legendary
legendary
creature. Yeah,
creatures.
that's right. And what's your commander,
Legendary creature.
right? If you had, say,
And that's
an
only its
Animar.
tap effect.
If you had somebody on the like an Animar on the field,
Yep.
right? You could keep returning that Animar back to that person's hand
Yep.
every time it's your
Or
turn.
if you have a really big, if you have a really big creature and then somebody's trying to get rid of it, you could just, like a legendary creature, you could pop it back to your hand
It's really good.
during a board wipe.
I like it.
Another legendary land.
Flagstones of Trokar. Tap, add a plains. When Flagstones of Trokar is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may search your library for a plains card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library.
That's not as good as the other one, but it's really good. But it's hard to compare, though.
I think it's really good. Okay, Ancestors Chosen, creature human cleric. First strike. When Ancestors Chosen enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each card in your graveyard.
Holy.
Yeah, but it's a 7-drop.
It's good late game.
I don't like it.
That's your opinion.
It's pretty big for a 7-drop.
The fourth.
Spirit Karn, an enchantment. 2 colorless and 1 plains. Whenever a player discards a card, you may pay 1 plains, and if you do, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying.
That's really good. Because what if your opponent's bricking? And you have 3 mana and everything else is too big in your
I
hand.
think that you would have to have a deck that makes them discard cards.
Yeah, like a million.
I think it would
or
be
something
good in
like
that type of deck, but I don't think it's good just as a general.
Another one.
We already got bronze, so we're just gonna skip that one. Hyena Umbra. Enchantment, it's an aura for 1 planes. Enchant creature, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike. Also totem armor. If enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura.
It's really good.
It is
Put it on
really
your
good
Planeswalker.
in an aura or an enchantment based deck. It is amazing.
That'd be good to play it on your Planeswalker.
Flight of
Or-
Fancy. 3 colorless and an island. Enchantment aura. Again, see an enchantment deck?
Yeah.
Enchant creature. When Flight of Fancy enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Enchanted creature has flying.
It's alright.
If you have a deck that doesn't have, that's an enchantment deck, to get through 2 cards to draw, because drawing is one of the most powerful things that available in Magic the Gathering,
Yeah.
drawing cards. And then you can add flying, which also adds an evasion aspect to one of your creatures. I think it's really good, but again, it's very situational. Okay, another hybrid, Canker Abomination. It's a creature tree folk horror. As Canker Abomination enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. Canker Abomination enters the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it for each creature that player controls. I don't like it.
Me either. Isn't that like
Nope,
Golgari
just skipping
colors?
it. Don't like it. Yeah, it is. It's terrible. Hooting Mandrills. 5 mana and a plains. Creature Ape. Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this pays for 1 colorless. Trample. 4/4.
It's alright.
Terrible.
Not for 6 mana though.
Terrible. Death Denied. Instant. X and 2 swamp. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand.
That's good.
That's
late game.
actually really good. Doesn't matter late game or not. What if you have 1? For 3 mana, you get to return a card back to your hand?
That's
And
alright.
It's not terrible. Sanitarium Skeleton. Whew, look at the art on that.
He's dying.
He is insanely dying.
He's missing an eyeball.
He is missing an eyeball and he's still alive.
Yep.
2 mana and a swamp. Return Sanitarium Skeleton from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad for a 1-drop.
Yeah, you gotta think it's a 1-drop.
Verdant Eidolon. 3 colorless and a forest. Pay a forest, sacrifice Verdant Eidolon, add 3 mana of any 1 color. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you may return Verdant Eidolon from your graveyard to your hand. I like this.
I like it too. It's really good actually because
It's a
if-
2/2 spirit creature.
if your opponent like has a board wipe, then you have like 1
I like it just because if you need to go for that extra push for a spell,
true.
you can pay a mana, sack the card, add 3 mana of any 1 color,
Yep.
play out your spell, and if it's a multicolored spell,
Then you just get it back
then
to
you
your
get
hand.
it back to your hand. Or when you play multicolored spell later, like your commander,
Yep.
you get it back to your hand.
That's if you're not running a monocolored.
That's right. Well, yeah, that's true. Conviction. Enchantment Aura. For a colorless and a plains, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3. For a plains, return Conviction to its owner's hand.
It's alright.
It's good.
I
Instead
wouldn't-
of your enchantment dying, you can return it to your hand on a board wipe.
Yep.
Play it on something else.
It's also, if you look at the +1/+3.
Also
I
has a
like-
big booty.
Yep.
Generator Servant. For 1 mana and a mountain, creature elemental, sacrifice Generator Servant, add 2 colorless mana. If that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste until end of turn. I like it. Red doesn't have a whole lot of mana generating stuff, and this is amazing.
Yeah. True.
Like really good. And it's only a 2-drop, and it's a 2/1, so it's really good.
It's really good early game.
It's really good anytime.
I wouldn't say late game as much.
What if you're playing Toxic Deluge and you wanted to get a little bit more extra? 2 mana? It's so good.
Works.
It is. Beckon Apparition. It's a hybrid 1-drop. You can pay a plains or a swamp. Instant. Create target card from a grave or exile. Terrible on reading. Exile target card from a graveyard. Create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot.
Exile a card from your opponent's grave.
Yep. It's really good.
It's really good.
It is really
I'm
good.
happy. So our token is a Drake. It has flying and it's a 2/2. Reanimate.
Ooh,
I like that artwork on it.
that is amazing. 1 drop. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to its converted mana cost. I like that a lot.
It's amazing.
It is. It's incredible. I like it a lot.
Yep.
And that's really cool that it came as a foil.
Yep. Noble Heritage.
Hierarch.
Noble Hierarch. It's a creature human druid. It has
Exalted.
Exalted. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets a +1/+1 till end of turn. Tap it for either a green, a plains, or island.
I like this.
So it's a really good 1-drop, other than it's a defender. Or not a defender, but
I don't
it's
even care.
0/1.
I don't even care about the Exalted. I just care for the fact that it mana fixes 3 different colors. It's a Llanowar Elves. It's a little mana dork for 1 mana that can give you a plains, a forest, and an island. I like it a lot.
Or it's either one.
Yep, one of them, but you can pick any of those.
That's why she's rare.
She's really good. I like it a lot. It's fantastic.
Okay. Despired Ritual.
Desperate Ritual.
Desperate Ritual. 1 colorless, 1 mountain. Instant Arcane. Add 3 mountain.
For 2 mana to gain an extra one. It's not ramp. It is for that turn, but it's not like Blackstark Ritual,
No.
right? But you can pay a colorless, and I don't know. It's for red. It's really good for a mono red deck, I think.
Only mono red, like a goblin deck.
Yep, I think it would be really good for that.
Rally of the Peasants. Instant. Creatures you control get +2/+0 till end of turn. Flashback. Pay 2 colorless and 1 mountain. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flash, then that cost, then exile it. I like it.
It's really good for Boros, and with the new feather that's coming out in War of the Spark, that would be a fantastic card.
Perfect for it. Ghoul Steed.
Ghoul Steed. A zombie horse.
Yep, 2 colorless mana, 1 swamp for its effect. Discard 2 cards, return Ghoul Steed from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Tapped.
Tapped.
I don't like it. Skywing Aven for 2 colorless and an island.
Yep, it's a bird soldier with flying. Discard a card, return Skywing Aven to owner's hand. It's a 2/1.
Yeah, situational.
2
Kinda.
situational. Fiery Temper. It's 1 colorless, 2 mountain. Fiery Temper deals 3 damage to any target. Madness. Mountain. If you discard this card into the exile, when you do, cast it for its madness cost or put it into your graveyard. It's alright.
If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its madness cost, which is 1 mountain instead of 3.
Yes.
Or put it into your graveyard. So then, if you're discarding the card because you're paying the cost on something, you can pay a mountain to play the card to get the 3 damage to any target.
Yeah.
Does that make more sense now?
Yes.
It's actually really good. Deranged Assistant. I love the artwork on this.
Kind of looks like he's working on like an old reactor.
Yeah.
It's a human wizard. Tap it, put the top card of your library into the graveyard, add a colorless. It's a 1/1. It's actually really good.
That's insane.
It's a good
For 2, right? And then you can repeat that. I like it.
Blood Flow
Connoisseur.
It's a vampire. Sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
This is great in token decks.
I like the flavor text on it.
Well, yeah, Soren Markov said it. It's fantastic.
Unholy Hunger. I know what this card does. I'm running it.
Destroy target creature, spell mastery. If there are 2 or more instants and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. That's good for a 5-drop and a common.
Yep.
Shield. Shed weakness.
I said shed.
I said shield. I screwed up.
Shed weakness. 1 forest. It's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn. You may remove a -1/-1 counter from it. Thermo Alchemist. 1 colorless, 1 mountain. It's a defender. It's a human shaman. Tap it. It deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's really good in Commander with a 4-player pod.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, untap Thermo Alchemist. Now that's good.
That's the better part.
That's really good.
You have it on the field. You can do that back to back if you're playing lots of instants
Ping it.
and sorceries.
Right? Ping. 3 damage. 1 to each opponent in a pod. Oh, now I'm going to lightning bolt something.
Oh, get to do it again.
Get to do it again. Then I'm going to shock something. Get to do it again. Then I'm going to pay Burn Bright so that all my creatures get +2/+0.
Yep.
And then get to ping them again for 3 damage. It's really good.
Myers
Servitor.
Servitor. It's a Mire. Artifact creature, of course. At the beginning of your upkeep, Mire is on the battlefield. Each player returns card named Myers from their graveyard to the battlefield. That's only good if you're running.
It's not good for Commander.
No, that would only be good in like Standard.
Angelic Renewal. Enchantment. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may sacrifice Angelic Renewal. If you do, return that card to the battlefield. That's not terrible.
No. Ignite Chewer. Ignite Chewer enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact. That is an evoked cost, so you can cast it and then it just destroys target artifact for 1 mana cost, which is really good actually, and then it dies. But
Dies automatically.
Yeah, but it's a good 1 cost to get rid of an artifact. It's an alright way to finish those cards. 3 tokens right here. An elemental, spirit, and a drake. We have...
They're rares.
That's also
This is also a rare. Those are the 3 rares from the pack.
Yep.
Reanimate, Flankstone of Troikar, and Noble Hierarch.
Yep.
Are our 3 rares. Then we got 2 mythics out of those 3 packs. Karakas and Balefire Dragon.
Honestly, the better one is Fracas.
And then we also got our other foil,
Common.
which is Stitcher's Apprentice.
Which is really good.
And that's it. So
Those are our main ones other than all our commons.
yeah, we're not going to go through all of our comments and everything. So thanks again for watching us, and we had a great time opening the packs. I hope you guys enjoy our little Magic the Gathering video, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.